Hi everyone, welcome back to Expats Toolkit, your go-to channel for learning about how to move and live abroad. Today we're going to dive into the crucial topic of how to build a social network in your new host country. Before we get started, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel so that you can get notified of when a new video has been published. Moving to a new country is thrilling, exciting, adventurous, but it also comes with its challenges. Establishing a social network is not just a key to a smooth transition, it's your gateway to feeling truly at home in your new country. A strong network can provide you with emotional support, help in navigating the city, translating things that you don't know what they're saying, and offer practical assistance when needed, like how to find places where to shop, how to go about banking, transportation system, the list goes on. It enriches your experiences with new perspectives, traditions, and friendships. Adapting to your new country can be challenging, but with the right mindset and approach, you can quickly find your footing. Start by learning the local language and customs. This not only shows respect to your new home, it makes your daily transactions go much smoother. Engage with local community events, join clubs, social settings that all involve the culture and the people within your community. Remember, every friendly interaction is a step towards making your host country feel like a home. Now, let's get into the practical steps you need to build your social network. One of the easiest things you can first do is join a local club or a group that matches your interest. Whether this is sports team or a book club or an art activity, find one of those groups that meets something of your alliance to what you are interested in doing and join. These are like-minded people getting together and doing an activity they enjoy. We enjoy hiking, so typically our first group that we reach out to when we move is a hiking group. Going on these hiking activities allows you to discuss other places to hike, what their interests are, where do they work, how did they get here, all that good stuff. So it's a fun way as you're socially doing the activity is to communicate with those on the trip. We've met some amazing people on these hiking trips and still today are very good friends with many of them. These types of groups draw people together with common interests, making it very easy to carry on conversation. Next, you'll want to look for events specific geared toward expats. These gatherings are excellent opportunities to meet other foreigners and understand their journey. Sometimes these groups go on concerts, they'll attend festivals, or they'll just meet up in a social setting like a coffee shop or a restaurant. These gatherings give people opportunity to share their own stories, their own experiences, as well as help you as a newbie in that country navigating the city. Use social media apps like Meetup, Facebook, Internations. There's a whole laundry list of different ones, and use those to find these groups that maybe you can join or participate in. These platforms are very valuable and can be very helpful in navigating the city. You'll find, for example, on Facebook, you'll see different types of expat groups. It might be American expat groups, or it might be hiking expat group, Budapest expat group. There's a bunch of different options out there. You just have to search, and then you can start following their thread of conversations. You can ask questions on these groups. Some have regular meeting dates. They're a great resource to start building your social network in your host country. Some of these groups will meet weekly, some will meet occasionally, some will meet just for special events. You just have to decide on what type of time and commitment you want to put into it and join one. Engage in sports or some sort of activity in your new community. That may be joining a gym, joining a sports team that plays maybe like football, Tennis, there's a bunch of different options out there. Just find that group. There might be a running club you can go join or a walking group. I see a lot of yoga here in Budapest. These are also great opportunities to meet others that are doing something as an activity, but also a way to socialize. When we were living in Turkey, my husband joined a football team that met on Sunday nights. They had what we call fun matches, and he made lots of friends through that. It was a great way for him to immerse himself into the community and grow some great relationships. Take a language class. These are fun ways of meeting people. We took a language class while we were in Turkey, and we had so much fun with our classmates because we were all struggling with the language. We all were new to the country. We would get together for dinners on weekends and socialize. And today we're still good friends with many of them, but they're great ways of connecting with people that are in the same situation you are. Speaking a native language is always helpful and will always help your social network. Knowing simple phrases as hello, how are you, good morning, thank you are great ways to not only build relationships within your neighborhood of native speaking folks, but also just as you continue to live there, to do more and more interactions with the natives, it's going to go a long way for you. Language classes is a good place to start. Consider volunteering at a local community center. Some countries it's much easier than others, I'll say that for sure. When I first moved to Turkey, I quickly was like, okay, where can I go volunteer at? Well, two things you don't think about. One will be the language barrier, but the other is just some customs in certain countries, it's not common to go volunteer. But I'm sure somewhere out there, there's some great organizations. I've noticed since I've lived here now in Budapest that I see Habitat for Humanity. There's some schools that will take volunteers. So just seek those out. As time goes on and the longer you live there and pick up some of the language, it will obviously get easier and easier to do some volunteering for different organizations. It's a great way, immersing yourself in that community. Explore cultural and art events such as museum expositions, art galleries, theater performances. These events often attract diverse crowds and provide opportunities to socializing. When I first moved to Turkey, we went to every cultural event we could think of, parades, to festivals, to performing arts. Yes, granted, we didn't understand what they were speaking, but we got to enjoy the art itself, meet people we were sitting by. It's a great way to immerse yourself into that community. If you're working in your host country, definitely utilize your coworkers as a great social network. Speak to them about what are y'all doing the weekend, what is your activities, what do you like to do, and maybe offer yourself to join them. You know, I know that's kind of awkward to put yourself out there, but sometimes you have to do that. Your coworkers are a great resource to connect you with things to do. Obviously, if they're going, you already know them. It makes it easier to join that group. If you're a religious person or very spiritual, going to a worship or church or synagogue or a mosque, whatever your religion choice is also a great community of people to meet. Most commonly in these worship places, these people are already designed to be a community as one. And so engaging with them and joining their services is a great way to meet people. I know for me, I'm not very religious. I've met many leaders that lead meditation groups and do some kind of interesting activities. And it is also a fun way to find like-minded people together, but also do something very enriching for yourself. Join online forums and expat groups that have ways for you to ask questions, or you can follow these groups to gain information from. I know for me, I joined several of them. I like to see what other people are asking or discussing on these forums. They're a great way to gather information, but also to seek out resources from those living as expats. There's a website called expats.com. Of course, Facebook group pages are another source of kind of forum discussions. I know for once I've seen on these forums talk about, for example, my washing machine broke. Who can I call to come fix it, or what's your recommendation? I know when we first moved here in Budapest, we had some issues with our air condition. We put a call out on the expat group page, got lots of great advice, even had a person offer to come and fix it. So again, these are resources that you'll want to connect with to help you as you try to navigate that community. Engage with your neighbor. Your neighbor is your best resource. They live here. They probably lived in this area for many years. Always greet them with a smile and a hello, check in on them. Every day when I walk to my apartment, I walk past our neighbor's apartment. She's an elderly lady, and I always wave at her, say hello, greet her with a smile. And sometimes we even like to offer them a friendly gesture, and that can be like some cookies or desserts of some kind, or a flower or whatever. This just makes them feel more a part of you as a family. Spend the time, get to know your neighbors. Before I move on, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, as I will continue to create more and more videos about how to live abroad and enjoy your life as an expat. When you're in a social setting, the struggles may be, how do you initiate? Well, you're going to just have to teach yourself to be initiative. You have to put yourself out there. And for some people, as it may be, I tend to be a little bit on the reserve side when it comes to doing that. My husband on the opposite, he just jumps in and gets involved. Sometimes you're going to have to be the person to make the first move. You're going to be the one that has to organize it. When I lived in Turkey, I kind of felt like I've met a lot of great people, but I don't have a network of true, like hardcore relationship friends. So I got to thinking about it, and I started my own book club. Invited some ladies that I had met and said, hey, I'm hosting this book club. This is the book we're reading. If you want to get it in your language, you can. And you'll come to my house. I'll have some food for us to enjoy, and we'll discuss the book and socialize. So long story short, the ladies all came. We had a fabulous time. We did discuss the book, but we also spent a lot of time just chatting, talking about our lives, talking about relationships, and so many other things. That is a great way to build friendships. And I had to take the initiative to do that. Don't be shy. Allow yourself to do that every once in a while. The girl I've met here in Budapest, she's from Martinique, and she's great at initiatives. She'll text me, hey, Lanell, how are you? And what are you doing this weekend? What are y'all's plans? Are y'all doing anything tonight? Let's do this. I mean, she's always getting me involved in something. So I respect people that are great at that. Most of us feel a little awkward, and it's just going to have to be a part of your nature to start doing that in order to make it a more comfortable place for you to live. Be proactive in creating relationships. Don't expect them to all come to you. Well, that's all I have for today. Building a social network in a country takes time and effort, but it is an incredible experience. It's so rewarding. It's just something that you don't understand, and how important the relationships become. Take the time to get out there and join these groups and make friendships. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've met in these different groups, and randomly out of the blue, I'll be walking the street and run into them, and it's like you're meeting your best friend you haven't seen in days, and the conversation just picks up right there. I enjoy that part of this whole process of living abroad. But if you sit at home and you don't do anything and you don't take any initiative, it's going to become a lonely place for you. I hope these tools will come into hand to you. I've made a printout of these different ways you can build social network. It's down below in the description box if you want to print it out. But I want you to understand that this is going to be a key part of living abroad. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips and information about living abroad. I hope you have a fabulous day, and thank you for watching.